This exact breakout strategy may be my first $100,000 in trading profits after years of blown accounts. And in this video, I'm breaking it down step by step. By the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how to enter, where to set your stop losses, and an indicator that gives this strategy a 90% win rate that no one is talking about. So these are exactly how I find when and where to enter a trade. And if you don't already know what key levels are, they are areas on the chart where price has reacted at before. So I usually find mine on the 1 hour time frame. So let's go over to the 1 hour time frame. Now we have to find reactive areas on the chart. We can see that 435 is reacting right on the chart, as you guys could identify right here. And also right here, we can identify that 435 is reacting on the chart. That's how we make our key levels. Same thing here at this 428 level. We can see the price is reacting. It came up, rejected as crazy, came up and started bouncing off this 428. That is also something that I'm considering to the downside. That's my key level to the downside. QQQ, another great example of a key level. We could see that price came up to this $600 level, and then we go to the 1 minute chart and we can see that we also reacted at this $600 level, and then once we broke out, we had a nice breakout. SPY, same thing here. You guys can see the reactions in this area, the 655, and then it broke out, retested the 655 level, so that's a nice key level to the downside if we ever get back down there. And then we came up, 665 was something that I was looking at for today. It reacted a couple days ago. It also reacted the day before as well. So that was something that we were interested in. But you can't just take a level because there's a key level there. There's other steps to this that we have to consider. So now once you find your key levels, we can move on to step 2, which is waiting for the breakout. And a breakout is when price goes past this key level. But I don't just enter once price goes past it. I need to wait for 2 more confirmations. So let's switch back to the 1 minute here, which is exactly how I execute these trades. And the first thing we look at is good price action. Exactly how we get to a specific level. So let's go back to the Tesla example, because this is a trade that I took today and we're identifying exactly what is happening here with the candles themselves. We want to make sure that number 1, I have a 5 candle rule, which basically states if there's 5 candles in one direction, I have to wait for an opposite candle in order for me to enter. So let's say, for example, right here, we can see that there's 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, 4 candle, 5 candles, 6 candles. There's 6 candles in one direction that are the same exact color. I can't take that because that is extended, right? I need to wait for a pullback and then I'll be able to enter into the position. Now for this 435 example, we can see there's 1 candle, 2 candle. Okay, we got the opposite candle right there. We're good. And this broke on the 1 green candle, which means that this is not extended. Now, obviously there's other stuff that go into it, but this is not extended. So we check that off. The next thing is we want to make sure that price action is actually going in that direction and not chopping back and forth or being super slow. For example, this is slow price action. See how small and congested it is in that specific area? Same thing like with this area right here. It's slow and congested. This actually had to move. This actually had to move, right? It's not choppy. It's not slow. A good example of this is Meta today. See how price action is so indecisive? It's so back and forth. Like, look at that. It's so back and forth like that. I'm not going to be able to take something like that because it's indecisive. I want to make sure the ticker that I am trading, the stock that I'm trading, is actually picking a direction and actually aggressively going in one direction or the other, not back and forth. If the stock is indecisive, what makes you think that your P&L is going to be decisive? It's not. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a reaction intraday. What does intraday mean? I'm looking for a reaction on the 1 minute time frame. We already got the key level reactions on the 1 hour time frame. So we need to see it on the 1 minute. We come up, we get a reaction right here, which is perfect. That means that this wall is still valid. There's still a wall there, which makes that a key level. So it's still looking good. It's still reactive on this 1 minute time frame. And then we're holding this area. Sellers try to bring it down, bring it right back up. Sellers try to bring it down here, brought it right back up. And buyers are able to hold it higher and higher and higher every single time, which shows that this buying pressure is there. It's holding it up. Buyers are in control. These sellers are really not in control. All of the higher time frames look good. If we go to the 5 minute time frame, this looks amazing. Red to green, and it's a very nice green aggressive candle. We take a look at the 15 minute, nice aggressive green candle. We take a look at the 1 hour, nice aggressive green candle. It's bouncing off this 428. It looks really good for this upside. The daily, we're breaking out of this little consolidation area, which is great. So we have all of the higher time frames looking good. This is all looking good. The next step Now, this alone could give you around a 50% win rate, if I'm going to be completely honest. But if you want this to have a 90% win rate, 80% win rate, even as low as 70%, you can still be super profitable with that. You need to master this one indicator that I'm going to show you guys. Now, the problem is most of these indicators are lagging. Now, why is that a problem? Why would you want lagging information, right? What is the reason why price action moves, right? Why does price move? There's buyers and there's sellers. So if we could find a tool that allows us to identify what the buyers and sellers are doing real time, then we could have a pretty nice strategy. How are we going to see the buyers and sellers real time? Well, we have to see order flow, but where do we find order flow at? That's exactly what I'm going to show you guys right now. This indicator on the right is called time and sales, and it shows us real-time orders coming through. And this is good for this strategy because once I see a lot of buyers or sellers come through, depending on the direction, I can tell exactly when the trade is going to go with very high probability when these numbers start moving fast. And if you want to learn more about this strategy and want me to hold your hand through the entire trading journey, you can click the top link in the description below to apply to my mentorship. But let's move on to a couple more examples so you can really understand this and execute it confidently next time you guys trade. This is the reason why I have such a nice win rate. I don't get faked out. It's a very profitable strategy, and I know when to enter and I know when to exit, because the reason why price moves is because buyers and sellers. So if we could figure out where to see that, we'll have a very profitable strategy. And that's exactly what this is right here, which is why I don't have any indicators on my charts. Now, what I'm looking for is buyers and sellers. And I'm also looking for velocity, and I'm also looking for aggression in a direction. If we go from 40s, 30s, 20s, 10s, and then right back down to zeros, that's aggression versus us staying in the 30-cent range, 30s, 40s, 30s, 40s. That's slow. It's not aggressive, right? In order to break this wall, we need aggression. And that's exactly what we're looking at on this time of sales here. So let's watch this example, right? We want to see aggression. We want to see velocity in order to break this 566 level to the downside. So you guys saw that the time of sales wasn't as fast as it could be. I'm going to show you guys exactly how fast we want it to, but look at that. Look how slow that was. It wasn't as aggressive. I could read every single number. So that's how you don't get faked out on that. We're just bouncing there, right? So that's how we don't get faked out. But how do we get an entry? We want to see the aggression and we want to see the velocity. Just watch how fast this thing goes. Watch the aggression, 40s, 30s, 20s, 10s. Like, let's just take a look at this and then compare it to the previous one. Do you guys see that? You guys see how fast that started ticking up right there, right? This is relatively, like, it's starting to get a little fast, right? The volume's there, but the aggression's not there. It's starting to get up there, right? We had a very nice rejection at this area, but watch what happens when we get under these levels. We're in 20s, 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 10s, 5s, 3s. Like, look how fast and aggressive that is, right? The velocity is there. The aggression is there. Look at that. We break this 566. Guess what? We get in, and then we just start absolutely dying. That's how we don't get faked out, right? That's how this allows us to have such a nice win rate, not to get faked out, when to enter, when to exit, all of that good stuff, right? We don't anticipate here. There was nothing on the time of sales that showed us that. We don't need any indicators telling us. We don't need any RSIs, MACDs, EMAs. Like, this tells us real time what the buyers and sellers are doing, which is exactly what moves the market, and that's all we need. And then we identified that it started getting aggressive down here. That's when we get in, because that's when we're able to break the wall. We break the wall, we get in, we set our risk to reward, and then this thing absolutely starts falling. Let's look at this 435 example that I just showed you guys. Now, what we're looking for is the velocity. We're looking for the aggression on the time of sales. We already have the nice price action. We already have the key level there. We're waiting for this 435 to break. So velocity is there, right? We're getting a lot of orders coming in. You guys can see that this is speeding up. Now we're getting that aggression, right? See how this kind of just jumped up to there? We're in the 30s, 30s, 40s, 20s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 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 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? That's aggression. 70s. Let's see what it does in 70s. 70s, 80s, 90s, 435. Look at that speed. Look at that aggression. You wouldn't be able to know that by looking at the candle itself. The only way we're going to know that is with the actual time of sales. And that's why this strategy is so profitable, is because we're able to see real time what buyers and sellers are doing. We make a strategy around that. We're really profitable. Let's go over one more example of this. This is NVIDIA 165. We identified the key levels good. We identified the reaction intraday. The price action looks great. We see sellers continue to keep this lower and lower and lower. Every time buyers trying to bring it up, sellers bring it right back down. Bring it up, right back down. You guys can see the velocity here. Look how fast this tape is moving. Now we need to see aggression. 30s, 20s, 10s. Just like that. We're in the 20s. 20s, we're in the 10s, 20s, 10s. This is super aggressive. There's a lot of orders coming in. We can just like feel the tensity here. Like, look how fast it is. We just want 20s, 10s, 5s. Watch this break this key level. Boom. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's exactly how it's supposed to break out. That's very nice. The aggression was there. Velocity was there. It looks great. Broke out really nice. Really good example. And this was an instant 1 to 3 risk to reward. And now you know the exact strategy that I used to make my first $100,000. And again, if you're interested in applying towards my mentorship, you can click the top link in the description below and you guys could apply. It's free to apply. Why not? Let's see if you're a great fit for this mentorship or not. And if you want to join my free Discord, you could also do that in the description as well, because it's literally free to join. So why not? And I occasionally live trade for free. So hope to see you guys on the inside. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.